Hello, my name is Omena Ndarako. I help people to live very exciting, healthy life and also show them proven systems so that they can actually earn daily income every day of their lives. But today I just want to talk on something that concerns the health of women, and it has to do with childbearing. When a woman gives birth to a child, there are lots of emotions that are triggered off. A lot, it could be emotions of joy, of happiness, and it could also be emotions of some negative emotions, which are not always uh, very rampant like the emotions of joy. So yesterday I got myself watching a movie titled When the Blues Turn Red. When the Blues Turn Red. And I was wondering what that title was all about until the movie started off, and it was all centered around postpartum depression. Most of us may not have heard the word postpartum depression, but it has to do with um, emotions that occur when a child is born and there is a drastic hormonal drop in hormones, and this could trigger off a lot of negative emotions in a woman. There's a drop in estrogen, there's a change in the progesterone, and then the woman begins to feel, so there is mood swing, there is unhappiness, the woman cannot connect with the child, cannot even connect with the husband. Sometimes it's so bad. But you see, there are three stages I want to point out. The first stage is what we call baby blues, postpartum baby blues. That one is mild. Within a week or two, it could actually phase off because the woman just cries and is moody and all of that, but it's not really serious. But when it lingers, it becomes more severe. That is when it becomes depressive. We call it postpartum depression. And when that occurs, you find that the woman is actually cries more, the woman is depressed, the woman does not even want to connect with the child and cannot understand why she cannot connect with the newborn child. Sometimes they even begin to neglect themselves. They're anxious, a lot of negative emotions comes to play. And most of the time, people around them may not understand what is happening to them, and some of them take it um, to become a weakness or a character flaw in the woman, but it is not. Even in Africa, especially in Nigeria, we even extend it to becoming a spiritual issue. But you see, if you have loving people around you, if you have people who can understand that there is something wrong, they take you in for a they seek for medical help. But the worst of this postpartum depression is the one that we call postpartum psychosis. This one is horrible, this is bad, this is really negative, and it could actually um, trigger off serious mental issues like madness. Because at this stage, they are emotionally depressed, totally depressed. They don't want to even see the child. They are suicidal, they are destructive, you know, and a lot of things begin to play. And in this particular movie, Imade got to the stage where even with a loving husband could not wasn't bothered about herself anymore. Each time the child cries, it's like you are throwing some missiles at her. She wants to just shut out the noise of that cry. It was like hatred, and the husband could not understand. But she also was going through her own turmoil because she could not understand what was wrong with her. And it came to a head one of the days when the husband said she had to go out and left her at home with this new child. And the baby of about 2 months was crying, and Imade could not take it anymore. She wanted to shut it out, she could not. So what did she do? She opened her deep freezer. She opened her deep freezer, you heard me right, and put this innocent child into the deep freezer. Are you going to blame Imade? She doesn't even know what is wrong with her. And then she went to her medicine chest, took out her drugs, and took an overdose and passed out. But you see, God is always on time. And just at the nick of time, the husband walks in and wants to drink water, but there was no chilled water in the fridge. So he goes to the deep freezer to pick up water, and what did he see? His beautiful daughter in the freezer, almost freezing to death and crying. But God is awesome, and so he picked up his child and also sees the beautiful wife on the floor dying, and took them to the hospital, and there they were revived. And he was now educated on the causes of postpartum depression. He was not told what to do, and they gave the medical attention, and thank God they came back to normal, and the joy in the home came back to normal. The blues never turned to red anymore. But you see, you need to know what causes this postpartum depression. It could, like I said, hormonal drop, drastic hormonal drop, and you can prevent this by giving every pregnant women, you need to take a lot of omega fatty acid, omega-3, omega-6, and you can get this from salmons, from sardines, from tuna fish, from our Titus. Our Titus, very, 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 very rich in that. Cold water fish, it is rich in omega fatty acid. But I have something. I have an omega fatty acid that is the best right now in the world, and it is called Omega Supreme. We call it Omega Supreme. You need to get to me for you to get this. And I'm saying this because I'm a woman and I know what women suffer when it comes to health. Imade was called a witch, but she wasn't a witch. She was suffering emotionally and physically, but nobody understood that. Do not allow your children, do not allow your wife, do not allow your sisters to suffer from what Imade suffered. The mother-in-law actually called her a witch and was sprinkling anointing oil on her all over the place. But thank God for a beautiful, understanding husband that took her up and was patient with her. How many women have such husbands? Some are outrightly thrown out and they become full-grown madness. Please, there is a solution, and you can prevent this by taking a lot of the Omega Supreme, and then take a lot of sardines and tuna fish and Titus. But if you want to know more about this, please slip into my DM and send me a private message, and let's chat about this. So I wait for you in my DM. So God bless you, and make sure you keep your sisters and your loved ones out of this postpartum depression.